Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. Right, the video today is on a 2003 Renault Megane with the 1.5 DCI, so 1.5 diesel engine. And this car came to me with two problems, which I will be doing two separate videos for it. So one problem is wipers don't work, okay. And the other one is, which is the one that we're going to focus now. So if you want to see the one for the wipers, if I record it, just stay tuned. The one we're going to do now is for the engine. So what I've been told is the following: the car misfires, and under hard acceleration it comes up with check injectors or something like that. And I have the car here now idling for about 5 minutes. Idling, as you can see, the revs are quite steady. Come on, focus. The engine sounds good to me, but as soon as I press the accelerator a little bit, like that, right now, I know you're not gonna feel it, guys, but I can feel the engine. It really looks like if it's misfiring. It's like if it's imbalanced, going like, it's weird. And if I press my accelerator down, if I rev it a little bit, it smokes a little bit. Not too bad. I don't know if you're not gonna be able to see it. It smokes a little bit. Not too bad, but it does smoke. So I've been told this car had multiple injectors fitted. And he also said to me that the fault always comes up, or it comes up on injector number 2, not really sure. So I think, as I always do, and I've been saying that lately, is we're going to ignore most of what I've been told, of what has been done on the car. The only thing I want to do is obviously confirm the complaint. So the complaint for the misfiring, sort of unbalanced engine, when you are here idling, I can easily feel it. As soon as I press the accelerator, the engine kinda, it runs, but it's like you can definitely feel something's now, right? And I think I'm gonna go for a quick drive, just make sure I can make that check injection to come in, to comes up. But before we go, because I want to do both at the same time, we're gonna play the maxi CCs because I want to look at some live data when I go for the drive test, for the test drive, sorry. So let's gonna plug the maxi CCs, see what we have in there, and go from there really. Okay, and this kind of confirms what he said to me. Misfire on cylinder number 2. The thing I want to do now is, because that says memory, so I want to go for that drive, under load, under acceleration, and see if we can make that code come back. And just before we do that, let's gonna just quick look at live data. I want to see what that injector is doing. Come on. Oh, stay there. Main signals, injectors are not gonna be here. Let me see parameters. Okay. Rail pressure, just where it should be. GRs, inlet, rail pressure sensor, volt to refrigerant pressure. Okay, so it is a shame that we don't have any corrections here for the injectors. There is this RPM for the injector, which doesn't show any live data. Not really sure if I should have these live data showing without plugging the clip. I'm not really sure. So far there's nothing here really that's gonna help me a lot, I think. This is not a lot that's gonna help me here. Okay, let's gonna go back. Let me see all signals. Oh dear. Alright, same stuff. Yeah, it's not, yeah, same stuff. So it doesn't show these live data here for some reason. So I think the live data I might gonna record then is gonna be, just to make sure, it's gonna be my, to start with, it's gonna be my rail pressure setting. I don't think that would make that to happen. VGR, rail pressure sensor voltage, and I think that's it really. Okay, let's gonna look at these ones. Let's gonna, dang it, oh come on, it doesn't hold in there in place. Okay, better. Let's gonna merge these two in there, and let's gonna see what happens. Okay, let's gonna go for drive and see what we can find out. Okay guys, and just as I start to drive the car, it definitely misfires so bad. It's horrible to drive this. Sorry for be pointing you to this beautiful dashboard, but obviously I'm driving the car at the moment. I'm just waiting to get to that stretch at the back so I can pull the car a little bit harder, but you can definitely feel the misfire. Oh, there we go, it came up already. Check injection. I'm gonna try to show you that. I don't know if you can see. Check injection, service light is on. Just came now, but you definitely can feel the misfiring. It drives horrible when you under load. So as I'm driving now, as soon as I put my foot down, I can feel the misfiring. The car shakes quite badly because obviously it's missing. So it's definitely bad. It's definitely bad. There is definitely a misfiring on this car. And I'm not gonna even go to those stretches at the back now. I'm just gonna turn around in there. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know how good the camera is capturing this. Just let me turn left. Okay, let me go. Just hold a second, guys. See if you can hear this. Oh, he's bad. Oh, he's bad. He's really bad. So yeah, the car is misfiring. Definitely is misfiring. There's no ifs or buts. And now I'm just gonna drive back home, and let's gonna start to tackle this problem. Funny enough, the service light just got off again. So it's a little bit of an odd one. So it comes on and goes off. Let me pull the car a little bit harder now. See if I can make this light come on again. As you start to get a little bit high revs, the misfiring is less noticeable, obviously, but when you are really under load, you can feel it, you can hear it, and everything shakes everywhere. So I'm gonna try to make this light come back on and scan the car straight away to see exactly what's in there, but I think it's gonna be the same thing anyway. Okay, and just go back home. And what to say, as I was saying actually, so really bad. Live data on my fuel pressure, all checked out, always followers, there's no dips, there's no nothing. To be fair with you, if it was a problem with my main fuel pressure, I would guess it would affect other injectors and not just one. We're gonna go just see if as any other fault spin. So memory again, misfire on cylinder number 2. So it's still the same fault. Let's gonna just log out of this view just to make sure this is up to date, that code. Make sure we don't have another injector misfiring. No, it's still coming up on cylinder number 2. What to do next? Let me see what to do next. Okay, car is now running for about 20 seconds. And I wanted to look at that. Okay. This is number 2, just start now. That is actually injector number 4. Okay. Number 4 is done completely. That's bad. Number 2 just starts to leak now. Okay. But definitely number 4 is not very good. Okay, so as you have seen, number 4 injector is leaking back. Is back leaking quite badly. I don't see that on my pressure, or I haven't seen. I was driving, I was not looking too much. When under acceleration, the real pressure is a little bit below the requested, but obviously, as we've seen as well, my only fault, my only misfire comes up on injector number 2. As we've seen just now, injector number 4 is quite bad. What conclusions can we take from here? I don't know. That's not very good. Right, the fact that that injector obviously is leaking back too much, the fuel pump obviously is working a little bit extra hard to keep the pressure. If injector number 2 somehow is, I don't know, they said they replaced that number 2, so if that number 2 is good, I don't know, maybe the pressure is just affecting one injector. So it's a little bit hard to say, isn't it? So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ring the guy, see if he has an injector for this, because he said he's been replacing injectors, so I want to see another injector and go from there. It's just to keep you in the loop of what's going on. So the guy brought me 2 injectors. He reckons they are from a good known car. One of the injectors, I can't make the code. The code is not even there. That label, that sticker at the top is just missing, so there's no code. The other one that did have a code. This is the old one, number 4, and this is my new code. All I'm gonna do now is program the injector, very quick. Okay, and no, it's not number 1. I want number 4. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Code number 4. Okay, we're gonna program this injector. Then I have already the backleak test, my Bosch backleak tester already connected. So all I'm going to do is program, start the engine, see what we have, and go from there. Okay, so my injector code is now programmed, as you can see. You can just confirm in there. Same code, and now let's gonna start the engine and see what backleak we have now. And that looks much better now. The car is running for about 10 seconds. Look at my number 4. There's nothing coming through yet. Nothing coming through on any of them really. Not yet. Let me see when I start to have a little bit coming through, and we'll stop the engine. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Okay, I think I had enough to test. There's nothing coming through. That looks really, really good to me. So let's gonna stop the engine and connect everything again and see what happens. Okay, so this is like a week later. I've done the beamer, that you might have seen the video for it, the CCC, and in the meantime I have this this train in here. Right, I went for a drive and I literally pulled the crap out of this car. Now there's only, or was only it was only one situation where I could make the injection fault come on. Then it came on for a few seconds as I was driving back home from those back roads that you've seen many times on my videos. But the only time I could make that fault come on was third gear, full throttle, and when the car would reach 4,000 RPMs, the injection light would come on. I would feel losing a little bit of power, obviously. Then the light would go off and the car would go again and would rev all the way, no problems. And only in third gear. Okay, first gear would rev all the way, second gear would rev all the way. Was only when I was doing third gear. Then on the way back home, I was just under deceleration, so I was just coming to a traffic light. So I took my foot off the accelerator, and the light came on for a few seconds and then went off again. And here it is when everything happened. Okay, so that was the first time it came on, third gear. Second time it came on, third gear. Third time it came on, second time. Third time it came on when I was just decelerating. I was not even pulling the car. As you can see in there, where can you see it? Let me see if I can show you that somehow. Okay, so hang on a minute, why it shows me here I was accelerating? I was not accelerating. Unless this is when I took my foot off. So it came on just a little bit before. I was convinced, sorry guys, I was convinced I was not accelerating at that time. But obviously live data shows otherwise. So I was still accelerating, then I took my foot off. Nah, I could swear it came on. Unless it was not recording already, which is most likely to be the case. I think the last time, because I only set to record for 300 seconds, and I think that happens afterwards. It was one time I was just coming to a traffic light. I was not even accelerating, I was actually braking, or kind of. And the light came on, went off again, and that was it. But as you can see here, every time it happened, look, 3,800 RPMs is the second line. Look, just a little bit above, so 4,000 RPMs. Around 4,000 RPMs, the light would come on, and you can see I have a flat line here. Okay, where my pressure dropped. At the same time, my fuel flow drops, my fuel rail pressure dropped. But look, the pressure setting is also dropped. So the actually ECU is requesting the pressure to drop. The pressure dropped, that dropped, everything at the same time. Then second time, let me put a little bit closer. Second time, same thing. 4,000 RPMs. Look when it happened. There's a way to pull this line to there, I think. There we go. So if you look on the red line, as you can see in there, so dropped 4,000 RPMs. Where does this shows the real display order? Yes, it does. So look, 4,000 RPMs. Which one is cursor 1? Yeah, cursor 2. Okay, so forget about the differences. The difference is between 1 and 2. So we don't need to worry about that. But look at that. So 4,000 RPMs, 30 grams, 1414 bars. That's my PR038, which is my real pressure, and the engine ECU was requesting 1400, so spot on in there. Then everything dropped. Blah 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 blah. Then the same here again. Let me grab the line again. Same here again. 4000 RPM. Let's gonna bring the table. 4000 RPMs, 30 milligrams, 1422. ECU was requesting 1400, so it was just a little bit above. I don't think that will make the difference in there. So, and then I lose it. I keep my pedal full throttle, keep my pedal down. The code goes away. The car drives fine again, and that's it. And as you can see, also every time this happens, except one time, here I was just driving a little bit different, and then I pull it until the code came. But look there, look in there, it went up to nearly 5000. That was my second gear. So you can see first gear, second gear all the way. Can you see there? Second gear all the way to about 5000 RPMs. Okay, look at my pressure, my flow, my pressure in there. Let me take these out again. I hope you are following. Right here, then third gear here, pulling third gear until the fault came on. This time was not the case, but then here again. First gear, second gear, starts pull, fault comes on, blah 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 blah. Only third gear. But it happens on the way back, as I've already said, and I am starting to feel, okay, mechanics is not my side. I don't have much experience on that, but it looks like to me that there is, you always come up with a cylinder 2 anyway. The car is smoking a little bit, and it looks to me that it's burning oil. I do have a feeling that there is a problem on cylinder 2, and that's why, not falsely, but is why it's coming up with a misfire on cylinder 2. The misfire on cylinder 2 is detected by the knock sensor, so the knock sensor doesn't necessarily know that the problem is with the injector or something else. I think there is a problem on cylinder 2. It's burning oil, so I'm starting to think piston rings perhaps, and that's why it's causing that. So I'm gonna try to do a relative compression test, see if I can get one done. I'm gonna try to do one, see what that reveals, and we'll go from there. But I have a feeling that's going to be the problem, so I just hope I can diagnose the problem. I'm not going to be able to fix it because at this point there's nothing else I can do. My fuel pump is giving the pressure, I'm not losing pressure. My injectors, as we have seen on the leak pack test after replacing injector 4, my injectors are good. There's nothing wrong with them. Electrically, I don't think there's nothing wrong mechanically as well. Number 2, I think I could swap them around just to see, but I'm pretty sure the guy said to me they did it. Although, lesson learned, never trust what other people tells you. But I'm gonna do a relative compression test and see what we get in there, but I have a feeling that there's going to be something on that cylinder. Okay, so compression test is done, and some of you out there, especially you, Paul, yeah, I still have my screen protector. Right, a quick compression test, and as you can see, my yellow line is my current draw, and as you can see, this gap here is the missing tooth. So as you can see, if we start, for example, here we have cylinder, for example, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not sure if that is the order, doesn't really matter. Then straight after the second gap here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you can see, the draw is all the same. Look, all the same. It never comes below this line. So I'm quite happy with the compression. And what I'm doing now, and as I've said earlier, I'm going to swap the injectors. Injector 4 and Injector 2. Now, when I remove the Injector 2, I don't know if that's going to influence anything, but I wanted to look at something here. So this is the washer that came with the injector. Just as I pull it up, it just came out. It just came up and it landed here on the side, but I pull it up here. But look what's down there again. There's another washer in there. So there's 2 washers in here for some reason. So I don't know why they have 2 washers in there. Don't know if this would influence, but I believe it would, because obviously it's going to spray the fuel. It's not going to be efficient, the combustion, because of the way it's going to spray, because it's going to spray too far. So I don't know. This is not very good straight away. So we're going to remove that washer at the bottom, or we'll take this one out. I'm going to take that one just to see how the washer is, give it a clean, and I'm going to move Injector 4. Sorry, Injector 4. No, that was Injector 4. I'm going to move Injector 4 to Injector 2 and put Injector 2 in place of number 4. But I think we found our problem. I think this washer shouldn't be here. So maybe initially it was one problem. We had a back leaking really bad. That could be influencing other injectors. Then as they replaced, or someone replaced, I don't know if they took it off. There was no really signs of the injector being touched. But obviously these 2 washers, oh dear. Let's gonna put everything the way it should and go from there. Okay guys, I need to show you this. Let's gonna see if I get the phone to focus. Alright, look at the tip of the injector. And you can see right there on the cone, every single hole where obviously the fuel, oh come on, where the fuel is injected, look. Or ejected, I would say. You know, there, then one there, so you can see them all. Now, I wanted to look at injector number 2. This is how injector number 2 is. I can't even see, I mean, I can see some of them in there. Look at that one. But then there's a few missing. I think because it was too retracted, was building too much carbon on the head of the injector. So we're gonna clean this and see if we can make it work. Okay, so I gave it a clean. I don't know if you can see, you can't really see at the tip, but I can, naked eye you can see, the camera doesn't really show that well, but you can see now everything's cleaned. So I'm gonna put this back on the car and road test again. Just before, look, this engine takes these thick washers. They are probably about 2 mil, 2.5 mil. So we have 1. Now imagine 2 on top of each other. Look how far the injector was. How much that will take the injector up. So, yeah. Okay, injectors coded. Started the engine, and guys, you're not going to be able to see it to feel it on that side, but the engine is running so much better. Even idling, I don't know if I showed you, as I would accelerate around here, the car would shake all over the place. It wasn't shake, it was a little bit of a vibration. It was obviously because of that cylinder too. Even the engine sounds so much better. So I'm ready now. I'm gonna go for a drive test to the back roads, and let's see how he behaves now. Oh guys, what a difference. I need to try to get one of those GoPros or something so I can, you know, put a camera inside so I can show you this stuff, because obviously I can't really record while I'm driving. But to be fair, I have other places where to spend my money. But guys, what a difference. Straight away, just idling and just like, you know, idling and rev the engine, I can feel the difference. Then as I don't know if I mentioned this in the past, but as you start to take off, so as you start to release the clutch, it was a little bit of a shaking, and then second gear shakes, or the car is running so smooth, it's unbelievable. I pull the car really hard already, over 3,000 on the third gear, over 4,000. The car is full power on the entire rev range. Unbelievable. The car is fixed. One major lesson here, and this is a primary example. Never trust what others do, what others tells you. I've been told they swap the injectors, and that the problem persisted. So although the fact that they told me that, I thought, okay, if they've done that, I could think, okay, they've done that, I'm not going to go that route because they've done it. At the same time, and this is by experience in the past, that other things that I've been told people did, and then you go back and check and it's wrong or is not done right. Experience told me, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to check. I'm going to take that injector. I'm going to swap the injectors again with number 4, which was the one that was faulty at the start and the one that I knew was good now. Let's going to swap the injectors and see what happened. And see what happens. And well, you've seen on the video, it was 2 washers on the same injector. So after a long diagnose and repair, car is done, guys. I'm so pleased. So car is done. I'm gonna wrap this video here. Just gonna drive back home now. The car is driving absolutely perfect. So I think that's it for the video. I really hope there's some information here that you're gonna like it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And just a quick note as well, the car stopped smoking. Forgot about that. The car stopped smoking. It's not smoking anymore. So I think perhaps that the fuel was being injected in the pit because the injector was that retracted. The fuel was not spraying, it was just hitting the walls of the pit, and they were just, and the fuel was just kind of accumulating in there, sort of. So it was not really burning properly. So the car is not smoky anymore. It's running perfect. Smoke is gone. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, once again, hope there's some information here you find it useful. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions, any comments, you know the score, put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.